Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another EA Sports WRC video. This time around, we've actually changed up the format a little bit. We're once again finding ourselves over in the Ford Fiesta Junior car, starting off the Pro Park stage. This time, all stages in one video. So let's see how this goes. Then starting off with a shorter stage, 4.6 kilometers in some dry but cloudy conditions here in Poland. Obviously one of the first DLC tracks in the game together with Latvia, that is. We found ourselves over in the beginning. And already here is where I made a massive mistake and I actually got lost and drove the wrong way, but luckily Sven doesn't make those mistakes. He immediately finds himself pushing in as hard as he possibly can, and he's trying to go through this a little bit more of a slower sector at first, but then just all straight, and it's just a matter of having that confidence to go down all the way, hitting those jumps, making sure the car stays stable. But so far Sven's holding on just nicely. Need to be careful here that you don't hit the bill on the inside here, and it's a little bit too wide, but managing eventually. Things are looking rather okay.
Easy left of the crest.
Things getting in just a little bit better now, but we need to keep pushing all the way to see where we actually can go there. So obviously time is ticking, and we have some rather fast drivers in the Discord and in the league. So if you're interested in joining in, make sure you come say hi. The link will always be in the description. We're racing in the Amigos Racing League, owned by me, the voiceover guy you're listening to right now. So if you want to see yourself in the standings in his videos, that is probably the easiest way to do it. And also thank you guys so much for 9,000 subscribers, getting close to 10k. It's absolutely incredible. Awesome to see the support on the channel very much. So here we are, pushing it all the way. Second split coming in at a 145.034, roughly halfway through the stage at this point here, but we keep pushing over those bumps. You see, Poland doesn't really have the nicest of terrains, not the smoothest at least, but it's definitely manageable. It's mainly just about making sure you don't go too wide and go into a tree, and there's a little bit of a wide swing in the end, but all is good. And the car seems stable enough to manage it, and now we can start pushing in once again all the way. Big hairpin coming up, so we need to make sure that we go down enough. Need to utilize that handbrake nicely. Obviously he's got a sequential handbrake over on his setup, and it's quite cool to see. I actually wish I had one myself sometimes, but not gonna bother with it. Big jumps coming out, but you know, I think the biggest plus of this for Fiesta WRC is the fact that it's actually incredibly stable. This time around though, a little bit messy here towards the end of the stage, but doesn't lose us as much time as you might suspect, so we can keep pushing all the way.
Dip. Medium right.
Trying to just get in as fast as we can here. Almost there, but you still gotta make sure you maintain that focus. Make sure that you don't make any mistakes, and we always nailed it. Looking to come in across the finish. It's not going to be a sub 3 minute time, but it's very close. And then actually hits that wall and kind of just glides along with it. There's the timing. You can see my time all the way at the bottom there, second to last in P18. 32 seconds behind Dr. Evil, who's currently leading. The Latvian driver doing quite an awesome job in the first stages. Now time to move on to the second stage, also 4.4 kilometers, so it's not the longest one. Starting on tarmac, but immediately turning into the gravel on the right here.
2, 1, go. Hard right onto gravel.
Immediately hitting that gravel. You gotta make sure you push in as hard as you can there. This is once again just quite fast here now. I feel like Poland in general is one of the faster rallies out there. Was it not comparable with, let's say, Estonia or maybe even New Zealand, or you know, even some of these tarmac stages, of course, but it's a pretty quick rally, it feels like. Latvia comes to mind as one of the faster ones, which is actually something that we're going to do in the current championship when this video comes online. It's live right now, so if you want to check this out, once again, the link is in the description. You're already a quarter through the stage, 36 seconds here. This time the line's looking clean as always. Just pushing as fast as possible here. Mistakes have been made. Hairpin coming up next, and this is where it gets a little bit trickier. Go a little bit too wide, but in the end it's definitely recoverable.
Medium left.
Then immediately you can see just that kind of just makes the stage a little bit faster from that point on again, so you need to keep pushing and you need to get your foot down, but it's a little bit of a mental blockade I find myself in. I don't know how about you guys, but if I see that I'm going really fast, I'm like, can I manage this? And I end up backing out of it or going just slightly slower than I possibly can. But actually somebody in the Discord pointed it out, if you're not scared during your stage, then you're doing it wrong. And you're not pushing hard enough, and that was almost a turnaround or maybe even a flip over. Free wheels there for a second as the cliff got just a little bit too close. Luckily just a small one, wouldn't have led to a DNF or anything like that, but all was good in the recovery.
Easy right, easy left.
Just zigzagging through the stages right now. Things are looking good, I have to admit. 2 minutes in and he's almost there already. A little bit of different terrain now, cobbles. We don't really see that one a lot, I feel like. They're going into it again. This is only with the, well, dare I say, nice weather for now. It is definitely one of those stages where it push really, really hard in some cars. Obviously the WRC car that we're driving right now, the WRC3 car, the junior WRC car, isn't the quickest, isn't the most agile, isn't the most, you know, straight, fast in a line. But the thing is, it is very stable, as will be demonstrated nicely here. 2:43 in the end. Makes for a quite stable time, and I felt that one was a little bit quicker. Still P16. You see I recover rather nicely with a P5, but if that's enough in the end, well, not so certain. We're gonna find out. Dr. Evil once again leading over, and overall this is what it looks like now. So you can see him still very much behind here, but me and Sven only 0.4 of a second here, so it's all just gonna come down to the next stage. And as you can see, it's light rain out there for 9.4 kilometers. With it getting just a little bit more dark out too. We're starting in the exact same way as we did in the previous one. For people unfamiliar with this game, all of stages, they use parts of other stages. So for example, a stage could be 2 stages combined, or it could be partially on the same materials here. But now obviously it is wet out there. Now it is still only the light weather, and it's definitely noticeable on the grid, but this is definitely more manageable. Keep in mind that these cars come with gravel tires, not specific rain tires like they do on tarmac. So in that sense, they will feel a little bit less grippy than they usually will. So far, all has been good. And this faster stage is definitely helping out here. Not too technical in the beginning, so you can kind of start pushing all the way in. What makes it a little bit easier now is they actually know part of the stage 2, so you're gonna feel a little bit more confident coming into those corners, knowing exactly what's next. Just look at how that is done here over in the motion rig. You can see just how much is being sworn around all the way. It's looking good so far. Stable stage, maybe not pushing to the absolute limit here. It's not getting close to Kaz or Dr. Evil's time, but definitely getting there.
Slowing, easy left, hard right to the crest.
Left coming out, and then a hard right coming in. It's definitely one of those stages where it's a lot of swerving back and forth, and this time we make a small mistake. We're lucky that the car doesn't flip. Obviously quite a low center of gravity there helping. And with that scare we get away. This is sometimes just so scary. Pushing in and again and again. Things are gonna start looking just a little bit better now.
Medium right, crest, into easy left, easy right, easy left.
So far all is good here.
Slowing, hard left.
No big surprises.
Into slight right, onto
This part of the stage, no big incidents. Getting once again through the town here. A little bit of cobbles before going back to the gravel. Pushing in all the way. A little bit more than 2 minutes in, and you can see we're not really halfway through yet, but we're getting there. It's also getting a little bit darker out. Now the way I've set up these rallies is to ensure that it kind of has a logical following, right? So in this sense, you start off in the morning and you end over at night. You could argue that's not realistic at all, but I don't like if it goes from night to afternoon and then immediately back, for example.
Hard left of the crest.
And obviously they're all very short rallies, because my idea with these rallies was mainly, well, not everyone has a lot of time to be doing these rallies, so I want to make sure that you can actually get them completed in like half an hour. And that has so far been very successful. We're actually running next to this a secondary club now, which has a little bit of a longer, you know, kind of pathway. Right now there's an enduro rally in Italy. That one's going to fade away over on Saturday, and then we're going to see what comes up next. But right now there's 9 stages, I believe, in total. A little bit of a change up for the people that want to do a little bit more rallying over time.
Jump. Medium left.
Left coming out.
Jump.
So far, all is okay.
Easy right.
Gotta be careful here. You don't go off track, but so far the lines have been good.
Crest.
Some jumps here. Getting to the faster part of the rally now.
And slight left.
And making our way out of the town again. Gotta keep pushing.
Left. Narrows.
Hairpin coming in. This one's actually quite gnarly. Can't really see him fully. You actually gotta grab the handbrake rather aggressively if you want to make it. Really gotta be confident on steering it in there, because you can't fully see where you're supposed to go. It's actually quite hard. And it actually threw me off a little bit too there. Like, where am I supposed to go? I knew that I had to go around that bush here, but not entirely sure where I'd be ending up specifically, if there was anything on the inside or the outside of the corner. So I took it easier through here. Jumps coming out. You can see that he's just focusing on minimizing his mistakes, which I think is more important than going fast sometimes. For me, that's also where I lose the most time. If I go too aggressive, I lose it. This is looking a lot better, I have to say.
Big jump. Medium left and push and easy right.
And left coming out. So far looking better than ever, I have to say.
Easy left through dip.
Now it's just very fast all the way through here. Is he aiming for a time around 6 minutes, I guess, would be the goal right now.
Jump. Medium right.
You can just see how quick you can actually run through the stage if you're, you know, only finding these flat and not so tight corners. That was almost the end of that one. Well, maybe not a big scare, but a small one. Could have lost us a little bit of time, but in the end, Sven keeps pushing through. That gate is usually a sign that you're roughly 90% there, obviously depending on the stage length a little bit. You keep pushing all the way through. Even the last corners, you still gotta be careful that you make your way through here. We gotta go up here. Gotta make sure we get enough revs on that throttle. That's the trickiest part there, because you're focused on hitting that corner. Your exit is probably more important, as that kind of steers the car away. And it's looking to be a 6 minute 7:49 in the end. So aggressive that, you know, in the end you slightly even hit the barrier. And in the end, well, I go once again around the P6 mark, but not able to compete. And interestingly enough, horizontals only on third right now. Riptide third overall. Pushing up a little bit further in the standings, P14 it is right now. We still gotta go all the way, and look at that. 18.5 kilometers here. The heavy rain and also in the dark. This is probably going to be the hardest stage of the entire rally, and that's gonna show. Pushing in rather aggressively.
Crest. And slight right over bump.
Slight right coming out.
Crest. Slowing. Crest. Easy right. Medium left.
So far all is good in the beginning. A little bit slower through there, as need to avoid getting too
slight left. Slight right. Crest.
So far all is good here, but you could just see so little, I have to say.
Easy right. cut. Crest. Into easy left.
So far,
Crest.
all is good here.
Slight right. Into easy left.
To push in just a little bit more.
Easy right to the crest.
You can just see also how little light's actually reflected once you're kind of in these fields. These trees help a lot here.
Box outside. And medium right.
Because if you didn't have those, there's very little that you can actually see.
Crest.
So overall, that's good here.
Easy left.
But we're not even that far in. I mean, we've just hit the first split,
Easy left.
which already says enough, I think.
Crest. Into easy right. Medium left. Easy right. Easy left to the crest.
Trying to push all the way here, but the weather's obviously not helping here. It definitely obstructs your vision a little bit more than you'd like to admit. They're a little bit too wide there, so goes over the edge, but manages to make it in.
Hard right onto cobbles.
It's always a little bit scary there, but in the end, well, they get there. Ooh, that is always scary. That's well done.
Hard left around Bale.
Around the bill we gotta go here, but we're a little bit too windy. We're finding ourselves in the bushes here. Well, see, that's not really the way to go right there.
Hard left.
Albeit in the end, it's actually not looking that horrible, I have to say. That's a nice recovery.
Slight right.
Gotta keep pushing here.
Small jump.
Making it through the woods at quite high speeds. I mean, keep in mind, we're doing 100 plus kilometers an hour
Easy left over jump.
on these super tiny stages. In the middle of nowhere in Poland, that's how it usually goes.
And slight left. Crest. Hard right. And medium left. And slight right. Medium
Pushing
right.
in
Cut.
hard as possible.
And easy left. Jump.
How those big jumps come out. Now, these are actually quite scary because you already struggle to see where you're going in the first place. So when there's a jump, do you just try and get there as soon as possible? Do you try and push out as hard as possible? Do you kind of back down?
Crest.
Because no matter what you do, it's not going to be easy.
Medium left around Bale. And easy right. Crest. Easy right. Don't cut. Slowing.
Obviously, here the conditions are a little bit better, but with the weather,
Left around Bale.
the asphalt isn't even as grippy. Obviously, this is familiar terrain. This is where it all started, right? Asphalt, the Central European Rally. Was, I believe, the first video on this channel. Quite fun to see.
Right.
It's gone that way.
Crest.
So
Into
far,
easy left.
nailing the lines. Actually making very little big mistakes afterwards. Hard left coming out, so you want to make sure you nail it.
Medium right. Easy right to the crest. And medium left.
Making sure that you push in a little bit more.
Easy right.
Obviously, you're not even halfway through
And easy
at this
right.
point. You might start to wonder a little bit, well, how am I going to manage this without going insane? And that's
Medium
pure
right
beauty
to
of
the
rally.
crest. Slowing.
And one big mistake could lead you with a puncture the entire way through. Hard left, but we're getting the car slowed in time, trying to just go on that throttle rather aggressively, and actually
Easy right.
almost leads to oversteer a little bit there, but in the end, nailing it quite well.
Medium left. Crest. Slowing.
Things are better now.
Caution.
So far,
Easy
no
left.
big mistakes, apart from maybe that one trip to the bushes.
And hard right.
More hard right yet to come, and obviously you gotta keep in mind it's a little bit more of an endurance challenge, and there is a small mistake. Hugging the left barrier.
Left.
It's not the end of the world. The car should still probably feel okay, as the split time is 5:41.256. Be careful that you don't stick to the right side too much here. Sometimes you do really have a choice though, and that is a little bit too late on the brakes. And I think you also noticed it themselves, like, hey, that was not what I meant to do here. Gotta make sure you make your way in here. So those guardrails not helping out, but in the end only a small touch will have to do. And I think this is also one of those stages where you can definitely feel the differences between the more experienced rally driver who nails these and the amateur such as you and me, who make a couple more mistakes along those stages, and sometimes just these small inconsistencies that in the end will all end up kind of counting away. And also your friendly reminder, if you're still watching this video, make sure you like and subscribe. It would help us out massively. The growth on this channel has been nothing short but incredible, I have to say. It's always really cool to see, I think.
Easy right. Crest, bumps. Slowing. Hard left around bail.
Hard left coming out around the bail. This is where they obviously try and catch you off guard, right? Make sure you have these super fast stages, and then in the end, well, maybe not that much.
Medium right around bail with a bumps.
Medium right's coming out right there.
Small crest. It's a medium left.
So far, all is well, I have to say.
Medium right.
Obviously now getting so much more close, but we've still got a little bit to go.
Crest. Medium right. And medium left.
Medium right. Can we get the car slowed in time? We don't need to. We can just send it in. Quite the send there from Sven. Feeling very confident behind the... Oh, I was about to say behind the wheel. And that makes that small mistake, but ends up making it work. Luckily for him. Things looking a little bit better now.
Hard right around bales.
Once again, you have these moments that could all go so wrong, but so far
Dip. Slowing.
covering rather
crest.
nicely.
Hard left. Don't cut.
Hard left coming out.
Slight right to the crest.
It's
Brake.
pretty close, but in the end all is fine.
Hit right. And slight right. Medium
Right
left.
coming out. We're back into the
And slight left.
forest now. You can see that it's getting just a little bit less dark out there too. You can actually see just a little bit more. As obviously time does progress in this game. The weather is static,
An easy right.
but
Medium
at
left.
least the experience that you're having
Hard
here
left.
in terms of night and day feels a lot more natural this way. Although it's not uncommon to drive an entire stage in the dark, of course, and they know this, so we'll see what they can bring.
Small jump.
Little jump coming out right there, but making sure you stay in the middle seems like a good idea. This is where the stage gets just a little bit faster. It's always towards the end of these long stages, I feel like, where you can just really
Easy left with a
cut those kilometers up rather easily. We're actually doing 150-ish
easy right.
at the peaks here. But because it's so bumpy, you want to make sure the car stays stable at all costs. And so far,
Easy right.
managing that rather well, I have to say. And almost there now, coming into the last split of the rally until we're going to see what the total stands are. Onto the tarmac, so we're going to have a little bit more grip out there. Also, it's going to be a lot more stable, a lot more flat, no more big bumps in the road. As obviously there is track degradation, which is actually set to medium here, but it is progressive, so it's different for everyone depending on the time where you actually do your stage.
Slight left. Slowing.
So some have to really push in,
Hard right.
but, make the most of it. We'll see, I suppose. So far, nailing it. So far, all is good.
Easy left in the jump. Bumps. Into
Bumps
easy
coming
left.
out over on the track. Almost there. There's that. Once again, those signs. Once again, the
Medium left.
Tunnel you go under. There's probably a rally term for that, but I don't know it on top of my head. And now it's just once again all flat
Easy
here.
left.
Until those final few corners, you can kind of smell the finish line at this point, but you're not there yet, so you need to make sure you
Hard right.
keep pushing here. Not to finish yet. Hard right coming out. Don't spin at the end there. That would be a little bit silly, and in the end, well, there's the finish. 11:16.609, but what does that do in the end there? Well, there it is. First of all, 16 in the stage. I'm P7. Dr. Evil still leading. Has basically won every single stage. It's really impressive. And then in the end, overall, he wins, of course. Cass in second, Horizontal's third, me in 9th, and then Sven in 14th. I hope you guys have enjoyed. It's been an absolute pleasure. I have most definitely enjoyed this one. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.